Speaking about what's American and drag and freedom of expression, Whoopi Goldberg was on The View, and Whoopi made a claim about American law and culture and just what it means to be an American. And Whoopi says, banning books and banning drag queens, that is just downright un-American.
It is up to you to know what your kids are reading. If you want to know, go to the school. If it's not a book you're interested in, tell the teacher you don't want your kid reading it. But don't get in the way of my kid being able to read that book. That is not American. Get off my back.
That is not American. Okay, so before we get into Whoopi's confused philosophy, just as an historical point, banning books is very American. Banning drag shows is obviously very American. For much of American history throughout the country, including in San Francisco, transvestitism was completely illegal. You would be arrested for public disturbance if you ever did that.
Hi, I'm a right-winger. I have a show on a hateful right-wing network. I like to make bad faith arguments constantly to confuse stupid people into believing what I say is fact, when in fact what I say is full of Banning books is American. Obviously, banning drag shows is very American.
All sorts of weird sexual behaviors were illegal in the United States until the Supreme Court invented some right to do weird sex stuff in the mid-2000s, okay? So it is deeply, deeply American to proscribe this sort of weird behavior.
Just because something has happened in a country in the past doesn't make it stand for the values that that country is supposed to stand for. The purpose of America is to form a more perfect union. That means to evolve. So because there was stuff in the past that we did doesn't make it an American value. That's literally exactly the same as saying slavery is very American. Obviously, our country was founded with slavery, and slaves built much of this country. So to say that slavery is not American is inaccurate historically. Yeah, but we're trying to get past that.
But even banning books has always, for all of American history, has been very, very much a part of American public life. Obviously, going back to the Puritans, they banned all sorts of books. In fact, there was one guy who was ostracized from the colony by Governor Bradford for writing poems that were a little bit licentious, a little bit lascivious. And they almost executed him for it, but then they just banished him to an island so he could wait for an English ship to come by and take him back to Britain.
We're trying to not have that because we've realized as modern people that it's good to allow human beings freedom of movement, freedom of doing whatever they like in their lives, freedom of expression, and the ability to decide on their own what they will write in books, and then the ability of Americans to decide on their own what books they will read. And so, like Whoopi Goldberg pointed out, you can certainly be a parent if you want and decide what amount of helicopter parenting you'd like to do and decide that your own child shouldn't read certain books. More power to you. If you want to raise ignorant children that are very fragile and are going to crumble like Humpty Dumpty on a damn wall, because you all love walls too, at the thought, at their sensitive ears hearing anything that might challenge any of their beliefs that you want them to have, instead of making beliefs based on what's right or wrong and being exposed to all kinds of different beliefs, more power to you. But it doesn't mean you should not allow others to do it. Whoopi Goldberg is not confused. She's 100% correct. And you, sir, with your very strange fear of gay porn, not trying to say thou doth protest too much, but you kept saying gay porn and not regular porn. You got the issue with gay porn. Is that because it makes you feel funny downstairs? Is that what it is? Letting people see gay porn's a problem for you, right? Because you're Michael Knowles and you're a very manly straight man. I mean, watch the clips and you decide.
Says this is if you don't want your kid reading gay porn in the library, then politely ask the librarian. Now, what are you talking about? How dare you? How dare you infringe on my right to make my kid read gay porn when he's 10 years old? You don't have that right. That's a wrong.
I don't judge any man or any woman or any person for being who they are. But when you're gonna ban things and ostracize people for the things that they believe, well, now I'm gonna call your own supposed self, your own purported self into question, okay? Because maybe you need to become a little more comfortable with all parts of yourself, and you might not encourage others to ban things that just might expose them to other people's realities, might make them more sensitive, more sympathetic, or empathetic to other lives. But you could just ban it, I guess, because we've done it in the past. We could also burn witches at the stake, you know? We could also give diseased blankets to people we don't like. But we don't do that no more. These people, man. Wish I could ban them, only I don't actually wish that. Because I can hear your very stupid, ignorant ideas and not let it infect my brain, because I'm not a dum-dum like you. I'm Ben Gleib for Rebel HQ. You can follow me at Ben Gleib on all social media. Unless you're very stupid, in which case I pray so strongly that you do not do that. Thanks.